Hey guys, it's Zachariah Bourne, and I'm coming to you from Chiang Mai, Thailand. We're going to be talking about why self-worth is so important and what happens when you get crazy high self-worth. It's not subtle. It is not subtle. It's very exciting because I think it's one of the things that can really create the biggest change in people's lives. And I think it's something that we as humans really have not tapped into. We've barely scratched the surface of just how much this can change your life. So what happens when you start feeling more self-worth? And not just a little bit more, once you start feeling a lot of self-worth, right? Once you really get that feeling going and you start getting really strong in yourself. A lot of times we, in our heads, think we have really high self-worth, but it's not really integrated into our bodies and our personalities. So many people are like, oh, my self-worth is super high, but people still don't treat me well, and people don't really go out of their way for me, and my life really hasn't changed that much, and my life isn't really that great. That means that it's just cerebral. It's not really in you. You haven't really fully embodied it. And so if it's just your head, it's probably only like 5 or 10% of really fully integrating it, fully having a part of you. So what does happen when you get your self-worth really high? One, people really start bending over to make your life a little bit better. People really want to go out of their way in order to make your life a little bit better, So what people normally wouldn't do for other people, they do for you. You start getting away with things at work and with your family that other people wouldn't get away with. You seem to be the lucky one who things really just tend to work out for. When you really get that self-worth really high, there's a lot of attraction. People are really attracted to that. If you notice that the people that a lot of people have huge crushes on, things like celebrities and people who are really good and really great athletes or whatever, they all have really high self-worth. That's what's able to make them go to those places. I've noticed that only people who have really high self-worth accomplish those levels of success. And I haven't seen someone with those levels of self-worth that have not accomplished these incredible things in life and are not living really the way they want to live. And it seems to be easy for them. Some people work really hard all their life and don't really accomplish a lot. And these people don't have the self-worth that they really should have, they really deserve to have. And so one of the things that my mission is to really help you have really good self-worth, really good internal value, and really think highly of yourself. Because if you don't think highly of yourself, other people won't either. It starts with you. People won't give to you if you don't feel worth it. If you do try to give to someone who does not feel worth it, they can't appreciate it. That's one way you can really tell. If someone cannot appreciate what you give to them, you shouldn't be upset with them or anything. They just don't feel worth what you're giving to them. So you finally give it to them and they might say, could have given it to me sooner, right? They don't appreciate it. They can't get into that mode of appreciation about it. That means they really don't feel worth it. So you kind of feel this backlash of giving someone who doesn't feel worth it. Right? And so if we want to receive a lot, if we want to have the right person in our life, if we want to receive the type of love we want, if we want them to wake up and make us some sexy breakfast in bed, if that's what we want, we got to feel worth those things. You got to feel worth that, those moments for those people really going out of their way for you and being able to really appreciate those things. That's how you know that you're right there. If you can really appreciate it, you can really appreciate that thing, you feel worth it. And so what we need to do is we need to start feeling more worth all the things we want in our life. In some areas, maybe we feel more self-worth than others. Maybe at our job, we feel a lot of self-worth, but in our romance, we don't, or vice versa, or our health. We don't feel like we have a lot, but when it comes to finances, we do. So, but what we want to do is we want to sort of increase that overall sense of self-worth, that we really deserve what we want. And I think this is really an unlimited scale. This ladder goes as high as you want. So if you can get that self-worth to just insanely high levels, you will be achieving insanely incredible things. It's a match. It's an exciting match. So I wanted to tell you guys a little bit on how to increase that self-worth. One, you got to start paying attention to how you talk to yourself in your own head. You got to listen to your own inner monologue. You got to listen to how you feel. How do you feel about yourself? Are you worth a lot? Do you feel like you're worth a lot? And sometimes it's as simple as deciding I'm worth more. And you don't have to do it in a forceful way. People are like, I'm worth more. You should be treating me better. Right? But that's not really embodying the self-worth, because it's when you really have it in you, you relax with it, you're flowing with it, you're feeling good. It's much more natural. So to increase that self-worth, we want to pay attention to how we're treating ourselves in our own head, and we want to start treating ourselves much better. Right? We want to talk to ourselves better. We want to encourage ourselves in our own mind. We want to say we can do anything, but not just say it, really feel it, that we can do anything, that we're worth what we want, that we can, and it's natural that we achieve more, that we can start appreciating, also when we can appreciate what other people have that they have achieved. That's a really good, strong place to be. If you're like, oh man, that's really awesome, I love that car that you're driving, that is a delicious car that you have, you know? And a lot of people will be like, well, I don't have it, so how can I appreciate it, right? That means you're just not there. So you want to appreciate other people's successes. That's another great thing, great way to increase your self-worth. Appreciate what other people are doing. Constantly seeing yourself as able to do what they are doing, and saying it's so great that they are doing what they are doing. That gets that energy going. So we want to treat ourselves differently in our own head. We also need to start feeling better. The better we feel, the more we can positively expect. Positive expectation is what confidence is. Confidence is positive expectation in a desired result. That's what confidence is. So if we want to increase our confidence, and self-worth is very much relating to that, we have to expect better. We have to expect better. We have to get in our own head that we deserve better and that it is coming. It's inevitable. All right, I'm going to have that delicious Lamborghini, you got to say to yourself, if that's what you want. Lamborghini is not my car, but it is for a lot of people, right? You got to find out what it is for you. For me, it's being here in paradise, totally free, able to do whatever I want, whenever I want to do it. And that's what I'm living. And so I felt good enough to do that, and then, bam, I was able to achieve it. And it wasn't even that hard. It was easy, because it was all lined up. And I was feeling really excited about it. I spent hours and hours just excited about the idea of it. And then the inspiration just made it easy. It was just flowing through me. It was easy. And I didn't even think twice about it. And I felt worth doing that. And a lot of people don't feel worth doing that. I had to shift that in myself. I got to start feeling worth more than that. So I had to change my inner monologue. I have to start treating myself better. I have to see myself as what I want myself to be, right? We have to change our concept of ourselves. Our concept of ourselves will really anchor us to where we are in our lives. So if we can shift that, changing to that new thing becomes much easier. So that's what we want to do. So we have to redefine ourselves in our own mind. We have to say we're worth it. We have to say we're worth it. We have to repeat it 100, 1,000 times in our own head until we really feel it on the deepest level. I am worth more. I have a lot of value. I really feel it. I know it in myself. And you have to keep going until it feels natural. Because maybe at the beginning it kind of feels like a lie. You're kind of playing this ping pong game with yourself. But you keep doing it, it gets stronger. It's like the first time you have this thought, it's just a tiny string, but you keep having it, it becomes strong. And that's how it becomes in your mind too, in your own self-worth. So anyway, another great tool is meditation as well. It's another great one. So anyway, that's a little bit on how you increase your self-worth. These are a couple of basics. More videos on this to come. Definitely hit subscribe if you like this video. Happy to have you here. Hit like and follow me on Instagram at Zachariah Bourne. And I'll see you guys in the next video.